Hey guys, and welcome to this video of Warframe PvP, in which I'm not going to be using the Dexabaris, I'm going to be using the Azima, the secondary pistol you can get for login in 100 days. Well, not 100 days in a row, just 100 days consecutively. So it's a machine pistol, it has a huge magazine, it has a decent rate of fire, so you're not going to be draining ammo too much, it's got a decent backup ammo capacity, and it has a really cool secondary fire. So if I press mouse button 5, which it is for me, it will send out a little orb that is going to send out bullets around it. And the general consensus is the orb going up in the air? I didn't realise it does that. But the general consensus of the Azima is it is crap in PvE. So I'm actually really excited to try it in PvE, because it doesn't mean it's going to be crap in PvP, how it might be good. But that is what I want to see. I have no recoil wise it's really nice, ammo capacity wise it's nice. Let's send out the turret there. I'm going to call it a turret from now on, because otherwise I'll call it loads of different things. So I don't imagine it's going to be very accurate, and I don't imagine it's going to be very powerful either. But this is one of the reasons I'm playing Annihilation instead of a team mode. I imagine it will be really good for dropping it in the middle of enemies, so see it as like a mini ultimate or AoE ability. I kind of need some ammo, so I'll pick this up. And say if I drop it here, there's 3 enemies there, so it will force them out of that area, and if they come in this area, it will punish them for it. But I don't know if the enemy is wise to it, or if they're just very mobile, but they don't seem to be staying wherever I place the turrets, which I imagine would be a weakness of this weapon. Like, people aren't just going to stay there, but it is still good at... I suppose it can be a chase breaker, and it can also... it can be used to... what's it called? Disengage. Like, say if someone's fighting you, or you have a lot of enemies around you, you just drop one, and unless they stay in the area, they're going to take a lot of damage. That being said, I've dropped it multiple times now in what I would like to consider good circumstances, but I haven't seen any damage numbers pop up. So, say if I drop it again there, dropping it in the same place every time, but you can see it's sending out a lot of bullets, and I'm even seeing a few of those bullets impact, but I'm not seeing damage numbers, and I don't think I've seen any hit markers. You know what, next time I drop it, I'm going to keep an eye out specifically for hit markers. But it might be one of those weapons where you don't see the damage numbers it generates, because I know a few do that. But let's drop another turret there, that should be a good spot. Okay, damage numbers are coming up. I'm going to keep an eye out for hit markers again. I got distracted by the damage numbers there. Look, there's loads of enemies here, but every time I drop it, they're long gone. Right, I'll drop it again, and then I'll play defensively. No hit markers so far. I am playing so scumbaggy right now. Okay, there are hit markers. And am I actually going to get my first kill with the Azima? No! Okay, I have to admit, I wasn't expecting it to be good. But as of right now, the damage numbers really aren't impressive. Like, whether or not I'm firing with my main fire, whether or not I suddenly turn into an Excalibur for a few moments, or whether or not I'm using the turret. Because I know I've gotten a lot of hits with this at this point. And maybe it'll be good to finish enemies. How secondary weapons are not meant to be as strong as primary weapons. But I was... oh, there we go! Okay, I actually got a kill, and that was on someone with a kill streak, so that always makes it more satisfying. But if can you drop multiple? No, okay, if you try and drop multiple, the previous one will explode. I thought as much. But, okay, that guy is slightly confused at what's going on, and that was very clever of him. He tried to use it to his advantage. I'm going to now drop Peacemaker, and you know what, I thought that would be useful. But I just used Peacemaker, Mesa's ultimate, very powerful ability. What did I get killed by? A glaive. I'm not going to get distracted, but I am very unhappy with Mesa in PvP. I keep trying to use her and I hope she'll be good, but Jesus Christ, she never is. Hell, I've gotten more kills with Azima than I have with Mesa's ultimate. Oh, that guy used Blade Storm on me. Thankfully I didn't get any kills. I will drop that. I'm not sure how it works. Oh gosh, that was a very good absorb. I'm not sure how it works in ways of ammo capacity. Like, I don't know if it's less effective if you drop it when you have less ammo in your magazine. But I do know it is a very big ammo sink. Like, oh gosh, this is a great moment for Dexabaris. I should not aim in. People are going to be unhappy with me for aiming in. But it's so much easier to aim in. Right, I knew I wasn't going to live. That guy's using Sancti Castanas, so credit to him. He's actually setting up traps and using a weapon that's a bit more experimental. Oh, why have I lost my head? Warframe is now recognizing my emotional state and changing depending on it. That's impressive. So I don't know, I don't hate it. And hell, if I run out of ammo on my primary weapon and I have to switch to this, I wouldn't be unhappy. Azima just did something then. It actually got a kill. And I don't think I could have gotten a better map for this. Because this map, you always get people flooding into the middle and having these huge ridiculous fights, especially in, especially in Annihilation. This is an Annihilation map. But hopefully you get what I mean. Like, look at this, there's always just 5 people in the middle, and I can always drop one of these. And also, you need to consider Cephalon capture. If you drop it by your Cephalon, or by the enemy's Cephalon, you can get them to leave the area, meaning the Cephalon is free for capture, or you've successfully defended it. And I imagine that's good. What if I use Shooting Gallery? Will that buff it? There's so many questions I have. And in fact, the next thing I'm going to do, I've got 4 minutes left and we'll get Energy Rush soon, is I'm going to use Ballistic Battery, Mace's first ability, and I'm going to see if that charges, or I'm going to see if my secondary charges that, because that way I'll be able to work out whether or not abilities are effect for secondary fire. I would assume they do. I'm not assuming with much logic, I'm more just thinking of how some other secondary fires work on other weapons, and it seems like it should. I'm going to preemptively set this one up in the hope that a big fight will break out. Well, I think, to be honest, this is probably the weapon where you want to go for headshots instead of body shots, because it has so little recoil. It's probably the sort of weapon you can aim at their head and get a lot of headshots, like, because you're not going to have to control the recoil. So I don't know, maybe the primary fire of Azima is actually where it's going to be effective. But let's see what I was talking about. I'll drop Ballistic Battery, and I need to wait for some hit markers. I'm going to drop it around the corner instead. I'm going to deliberately not fire at the enemy to see if it charges Ballistic Battery. So far no luck, but oh no, there we go. Yes, it does charge it. So with that assumption, my secondary fire will be affected by abilities. And in fact, what I can do is, now that I've got 12 charge, I know it's not much, but I'm going to deliberately, I'm going to deliberately trigger Ballistic Battery early, and I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to secondary fire, and it seems to have charged that projectile. So can I assume that that projectile is now going to be more powerful as a result? I don't know if it inflicts any kind of status chance. Is that? Yeah, that guy is AFK, but if I don't kill him, somebody else will. Normally I leave him so they have a fair chance, but I don't think that's going to happen on this map. Right, I'm going to drop, instead I'm going to use my shield just because I know there's a lot going on right now. And I think with the Azima, I think it's good that it isn't incredibly powerful, because again, if it was, then as soon as, well, not only is it difficult for some people to get, logging in 100 days consecutively is a big ask, but it would be one of those weapons where there's no way you can get it if you want. So if it was strong and if it controlled the meta, then it would straight up be unfair for some players. It does seem as though the turret disappears after death, so it's not persistent and it won't pick up any kills that people have committed to killing you with. Also, there's not much clarity as to when you fired it, so if a lot of you kind of aren't sure like why I'm running away, then it's usually because I've just dropped it and I want to see what it's like. I am not very accurate with the Azima, so it's weird that a gun with next to no recoil I'm missing so much with. But I'm just kind of, I'm really, as you may have noticed, I'm really trying to play around this turret, and I'm trying to let that do the work. I was shooting a dead body there. You see, I am getting a lot of hit markers. I've noticed a lot of hit markers, and I think so far I've gotten a total of 2 kills with the Azima, 1 from the turret and 1 with primary fire. But overall, it's not the most powerful thing in the world. And obviously, like, I am playing deliberately around the Azima. I'm trying to test its potential. So that's why I'm playing so badly, effectively. Otherwise I'd be using the Dexabaris a lot, and I wouldn't be just kind of running between these 2 rooms in the middle, because this video is all about Azima. So if you did like this video, I would like to hear your thoughts on Azima, and if you think it's a good weapon. And if you want other PvP videos, then I make them often. I do a weekly... Oh no, I could have got those and like gotten to 2nd or 3rd place. Yeah, I'd like to I'd like to do more of this. And I do PvP videos every week. I usually do about 2 every week, so if you're interested, then subscribe and blah de blah de blah. This is my video on Azima. Let me know what you think. This is me, Evans with Z111. I got no challenges because I'm shit. And this is me out. Peace.